Did you know the oldest known locks are roughly 4,000 years old? These were made by Egyptians and were large wooden bolts to secure doors. Now, early Roman locks were a variation on the Egyptian locks, but with iron instead of wood. The keys were often made out of bronze. Now, let's go flash forward to 1857. And James Sargent invented the first combination lock. Now, I'm going to jump you to 1980s. Okay, here we go. 80s. Oh, man, what a time, right? Those were the days. The Walkman, the Macintosh, the Nintendo Game Boy, the VHS player, and the club. You guys remember that one? The club. Now, I know if you guys were, let's see, born after the turn of the century, chances are you don't remember the club. Now, this was a steel bar with a rubber coating that had a small H shape on both ends. Basically, you just take this thing that had like this metal contraption corkscrew and you unlock it, put each one of the H's on both sides of the steering wheel, and there you go. No one's going to steal your car. You've got this club locking mechanism on your steering wheel. Now, the hackers are going to hack, and the hackers are going to finally catch up. And when I say hackers, I'm talking about hackers with hacksaws. And yes, the 80s, it was great, but finally the hackers caught up and started hacking the steering wheels and sliding off the lock. So it lasted for a while, but I'm sure the inventor made bazillions of dollars. Okay, so now let's move away from the car and let's move into a coffee shop, an airport, a hotel lounge. Let me set the picture. We've all been there, especially all the salespeople out there, right? You're in the airport, you open up the laptop, you've got about 20 minutes before boarding. You've got to get onto the laptop, log in, get an email out. For whatever reason, there's something on your computer that's not on your phone, and you're desperately rushing to get this done because your boss has asked you to do this. And you're thinking, okay, Mother Nature's knocking. Now, what do? Do you walk into the bathroom, into the stall with the laptop open? That's a dirty picture. What are you going to do? Are you going to pack everything up, take the cord back out of the wall, shut the laptop down, throw it all back into the bag, or are you going to go with option two? Hey, excuse me, would you mind just watching my stuff? I know you're a stranger. I know it goes against all the security awareness training that I've ever had in my entire life that I never really paid a lot of attention to in the first place. But would you watch my stuff and would you not steal it and will you not walk away? Because I have to go to the bathroom. No, nobody does that. I mean, we do, but you shouldn't. And you know you shouldn't. So what you gonna do? Things that make you go, if there's only another option to make life easier. Thank God I found somebody that can come on the show today that can actually open up our minds to, wow, why didn't I think of that? Ryan, welcome to Epic Starts.
Thanks, EP. Glad to be here.
Come on, man. Where is the energy? A guy wearing a jacket like that.
Yeah.
Sporting the Lions is the biggest Lions fan on the planet. I know you got more energy than that. Give me your good morning for the first opening day of the Lions.
I'm gonna give you the Ric Flair morning. That's a good morning. The 80s, we're going back to the 80s, the Ric Flair 80s, and I learned that technique doing video for LapLok. And when I didn't have energy, the camera guy goes, "Give me some Ric Flair," and I just bust out a Ric Flair, and voice came alive. So
you're gonna have to steal
good morning,
this.
EP.
Good morning to you, man. But before we get into it, man, are you ready? Are you locked in?
I'm locked and loaded, baby.
All right, you heard the man. Ryan is here. My name is EP, and Epic starts right now. What has a day in the life been for you so far? You're 3 hours ahead of me. You are in the beautiful state of Michigan. What's it been so far, man? Is it just like an average Saturday morning, or something unusual happened? Maybe a dog spill, a kid spill, a soccer game. Talk to me.
Saturday mornings, typically, I take the girls to kids club. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old EP, as you know, and my LA Fitness, which I love, has a little kids club in it for kids. And so I'll drop them off for an hour and a half, bust out a workout, played some racquetball, grabbed a little chow on the way home, and gives my wife about a 2-hour break, get some exercise. The kids can be active and social. It checks off 3 boxes. That's a win of a Saturday morning.
So you are a winner. So you're a winner and a champion for the wife and the kids, the girls. I know they got to love that. And hey, hashtag girl dad. I want to say out of the gate, man, super excited to have you on, and super excited for you to share the name of you just talked about your 2 girls. Let's talk about your newest baby. What's the name of the newest baby, and what's it all about?
Sure. Well, thanks. Super glad to be here and share some intel about my entrepreneur journey. And, EP, as you know, I'm still rock the sales hat. I'm working 2 jobs. I actually have several businesses I'm a part of now. And it's work, but I balance it out with the girls and find ways to delegate and be strategic with my time. So, but it's a grind. But new baby. The company is called TechLock Solutions, and our flagship product is called LapLok. I got my new LapLok koozie.
Look at that. Got the swag.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got a little swag starting to happen. Believe it or not, I had the idea a little over 4 years ago, sitting in Detroit. We call them Coney Islands. They're like little diner cafes where you can get a Greek salad or whatever, or Coney dogs, the hot dogs. And I was in between meetings, and I'd be punching away at the keyboard and go, man, I got to take a leak, or I got to go step outside and jump on the phone. It's too loud in here. I don't want to leave all my stuff, but I don't want that. So the inconvenience just hit me in the face, 2-3 times a week. And I started looking at solutions, and that baby was born then and there 4 years ago. And here we are today. And we just started sales last month. So
that is in itself epic. So I just learned something new, and I want to jump right to it. You're not a Han Solo here. You have a wingman for this startup. And his name is
Paul Angott.
And Paul Angott is
Father of the Year.
How cool is that? I got to think about this for a second. No, it doesn't hurt. I think you're my first father-son startup duo. Paul has a number of patents. Is that correct?
Yeah. He's got quite the story behind him. He's had 42 patents in his life. About 12 years ago, he was voted Entrepreneur of the Year in Michigan by a very big business forum called Automation Alley. That was a very big deal. Started several different businesses over the years, has sold over $100 million of products that he's patented and built overseas. Some actually in the home security space. In the 80s and 90s, he did several different lines of home security products, like alarms, break-in alarms for your windows and door, and called Safe and Sound. So to come back full circle with me and my cyber software experience, and him in his physical security experience in the home front, to put something blended together for remote device security is pretty cool.
Wow. So Paul is one of the OGs in the monitoring and surveillance of home security. Is the A in ADT stand for Angott?
If it did, I wouldn't be here. I'd be on a yacht somewhere. No. Yeah, Safe and Sound was his brand of products. The company's called Demango, which he sold successfully about 18 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So let's take it back. Step back to that bathroom break that you needed to take. Yeah. What was it? Were you just like frustrated? Like, you know what? There's got to be a better way. I wish I could like lock this up, give it to somebody. Like, what was the epiphany moment for you where you're like, I'm gonna come up with a concept here?
It was, and him and I have tinkered around for years talking about different ideas, and sometimes we couldn't get a patent on it, or sometimes it was too expensive. So we pursued other journeys, and they fizzle out, or we say, the market's not there. People just don't think it's a good idea, whatever it may be. So, it was when I had the light bulb moment, and I thought of it, and I brought it to him, and he goes, yeah, I got the exact same problem. And then we started asking more people. I mean, that's how a good idea starts. Do you have this problem? What are your thoughts? Yeah, I kind of do. People that are usually in the business world or salespeople, especially. And so we kind of said, all right, we're on to something here. And then as regulation has started to crack down from a compliance standpoint, I remember reading a company policy that said if you're negligent on your laptop getting stolen, it's fireable. And I made a pretty good living, or I still do, doing what I do. And I'm thinking, I would be that guy. Hey, could you watch my stuff? Sometimes I'd take it. It was all situational. If I'm in, a ritzy hotel, kind of in the corner by myself, I'd just sneak away for a minute or two and leave it. And then most of the time I'd ask somebody, or I have to take it with me. But I thought, I'm such an idiot. Just for my personal convenience, I want to leave it. And what am I risking? Data lost, losing my job, losing the device, the hassle, the headache. Like, are you kidding me?
The embarrassment. You have to call somebody back at IT.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. So all those factors and everybody wants everything on their phone. The Uber, the Amazon, it's all convenience. Mm-hmm. So this is, yes, a security deterrent device, but it's a super convenient solution to let the hybrid remote worker work anywhere they want in the world with the peace of mind and the value to leave their things wherever they want with an anti-theft system.
So this is going to be fun and challenging. So for everybody listening out there on the podcast platforms, unfortunately, you don't get to see what Ryan is donning right now. He's got his Lions hat on, and I don't even know how to describe the jacket except for the coolest, swaggiest jacket.
I'll take a twirl around, EP. How about that?
It is a blazer in Detroit blue with the Lions all over it. So I'm a big Bears fan. He's a big Lions fan. So anybody that understands football, that's like a big duo matchup. And I've got my
baby.
The man Ditka.
I got the Ditka shirt going today. So I told Ryan right before we started, I said, dude, I need you to wear the Lions garb. So where I'm going with this is obviously you guys can go to YouTube, watch, listen, to have some fun with that. But we're going to do something here, Ryan. I need you to be as descriptive as you can, because right now I want you to help people understand what it is that LapLok is. Like, what have you created? Explain the design to the degree of now you're in the same situation at a coffee shop. And how long does it take for Ryan to reach into his bag to grab this locking mechanism? And how the hell is it going to stay on a coffee shop table? Any coffee shop table, a tabletop? What does it lock to, and how does it work? Like, try to be descriptive on that. All the kids will come close to the microphone and listen to story time with Daddy Angott.
It might be, pictures worth 1,000 words, EP. Do you want me? I actually have
you got to remember, people listening, driving in their car, chilling right now. They don't get that.
Fair point. Yes. So I will frame it by saying the beauty of LapLok is that it is so easy to take on and off as a consumer, but it's almost impossible for a thief. Is where, as all security practitioners know, you can make things as secure as you want, but if it's an impedance, it might be a reader.
There's a tongue twister.
If it's an impedance to the end user and it's not practical and convenient, it's not going to work.
Yes.
So we've developed, which has kind of been the cable system has sold billions of dollars of the physical laptop, like Kensington cable, which, by the way, aren't even possible on over half the laptops in the market, including Macs, because there's no cable lock slot.
Okay.
So we've developed a system that there's a one-time semi-permanent mounted piece on the bottom of your laptop that's, razor blade thin. That is our arm strap. That does not impede. It doesn't affect the wobble at all. The computer, there's 3M tape. You put a little primer on your laptop. There's 3M tape that goes on it.
So it's an adhesive that's on the bottom, and it's razor. So my laptop's not going to rock or cradle.
We include 4 little tiny rubber feet to give you, a 1/4 inch clearance. which doesn't affect your.
Which I actually like that, because when I go to my kitchen table, the wife always throws down some kind of cloth because she's like, "You're gonna scratch the table," so that's cool.
Yeah, so it's these little rubber felt feet.
Yep.
They don't cost squat, and I've been using mine for a couple of years. So that little clearance ensures that mounting strap doesn't create any wobble to the laptop. So it's ergonomically great, flat, even, whatever.
Okay.
So that is the part that actually attaches into the LapLok. So if you can imagine, you're sitting at your Starbucks table, you swing, you pull your LapLok mount strap arm out, and it's got a little hole in the mouth of the end of that strap arm. You then take your LapLok and it adjusts up and down. Now it's got the bones of a C-clamp.
Okay.
If you think of a C-clamp, I'm describing this to the listeners. It's got the bones of a C-clamp where the top and bottom really come down and clamp onto that table. Now ours is obviously a lot more sophisticated. There's actually 140 parts in the LapLok.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
140 parts.
This is all the software code that we just got back from our software engineer. I mean, it's a complex product.
That's good.
Don't let it fool you that a C-clamp is stupid, but
it's not the club. Okay,
it's not the club. Yeah. No, it's definitely not the club. So anyhow, you can adjust the bottom piece adjusts up and down, so we can attach to up to a 5-inch table, which covers 98% of tables. I mean, the standard Starbucks table is about 2 inches.
Okay.
So you adjust the bottom piece to the bottom of the table. The top part goes down. You put the arm strap locking hole into the mouth of the LapLok. You then close the top down. That closing down creates this gripping force onto the table. We've got these soft foam rubber pads so that doesn't mar the table at all. And it creates an ultra tight grip. And we've got a special gimbal bracket where if you try to pull it off, the LapLok shifts. So you can't pull it off.
Now I've seen some of your videos. So everybody needs to know, as I said earlier, Ryan does his research. He went out to some universities and had some of the students, big and small, tall and wide, everybody take a crack at pulling this thing off of a table. I don't think that in his strongest days, Hulk Hogan could pull this thing off. I think today, The Rock, oh, by the way, let's get him. I think The Rock could break the table, but I don't think he'd take the LapLok, be able to get the laptop off the table. So my point is, it is that durable. And that for me is, because I've already told Ryan, I'm down. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make videos for you. I'm going to make this thing fly. I love it. I love the concept. I've been in that situation. By the way, I love how you threw in Starbucks right now. I think you have the potential. No, not I think. I know you're going to democratize this product, and LapLok will be the synonymous name for a computer lock, just like Starbucks is for a coffee shop. Now, one of my concerns that I'd love to see how you're combating the challenge is, well, we got this thing called COVID. Everybody's gone home. People are starting to come back out, fill up some of the offices. If they work for a boss named Elon, they're back in the office. I don't know if we're all going back there or not. I know guys like yourself, it hasn't affected you because you've been working at home. If you're not working on a still horse plane, headed out to some on site. So what's your concern about the current environment? Is it helping you, hurting you? Is there something that's happening right now in the environment that will give you the potential growth? Or is your timing fantastic right now based on what you're forecasting is coming around the bend?
4 years ago, when we were working on this, then COVID hit about, call it almost 3 years ago now, 2.5. We were like, oh Lord, like we're screwed. Are we going to have to dump this and all the money and time we put in? Because everyone stood still for months on end and we had no idea. But it turned out to really be a benefit to us because, the work from anywhere world is here to stay. and that we've had a trajectory point in our society, our working culture, that was always kind of the norm. The 9 to 5, you go in, you're at the office. Well, now everyone realized we can really do this with so much IT technology. We can really do this anywhere. And so most people I talk to are in the office once a week to 3 times a week at most, very few full time. And now if you want to work, one of my friends works for a big automotive ad agency. She just went to Tulum for 2 months, and she works outside in a public setting, and she pops around at coffee. I mean, that's her world.
Yeah.
A digital nomad is
Yeah.
here, man, and it's big. So we cater perfectly to that audience that can do this anywhere. And so much so that we're seeing interest on the corporate level, where businesses are saying, hey, we've got budget. I mean, I have one here. We had budget to buy a file cabinet or whatever during COVID. They said, hey, we're saving all this office expense. We have now budget to employ productivity and security tools for the work from home or anywhere world. So we can now get some of that budget.
Nice.
Not just security budget, because we all know CISOs and IT managers are always strapped. So I don't see this this can be a security thing, but I think it's going to be more that enablement for employee productivity type of buy at the corporate level.
Did you guys see what Ryan just did there? Like, if you just wind back the last 30 seconds, that is what a true pro salesman does. He's talking about, how do I find the budget that you already have where I can, no pun intended, lock in. That's brilliant. I got an idea for you. Maybe you've already come up with it. And if you have, great. If you haven't, run with this. I think it would be fantastic for you to, I'm sure you already got an Instagram going. If you don't, get it going. And offer out to all those that post a picture, like your friend in Tulum, using the LapLok at wherever they are. That would be great to see the ocean in the background.
Yeah.
And it's on the corner of a bar. I used to run a hedge fund out of Belize, and this was my life. I was at a bar, it's called Iguanas. It was San Pedro, Ambergris Caye, and you look out to the ocean, and this corner bar, that was my office. And I'd always flip the camera on and show people where I was at, and they all hated me. But if you show that with the LapLok on that baby, and people submit that picture, and you can identify them, like you offer them a, I don't know, $20 discount for them to pass forward to a friend. That would be cool. I mean, talk about like getting pictures all over the place, and hotels and hospitals and all the like. Run with that, dude. I'll help you.
I love it. And we've thought about that before. My channel, and we can't wait when product's in the field. As you know, EP, we started sales on Indiegogo in the month of June. And for those that don't know, or other entrepreneurs that are listening, that's a platform for startups like ourselves to launch product before it's available to the general public, what gives us some cash flow and really builds a pilot audience of users. Those users can get about a 40 to 50% discount. So the product, it's being built right now. The call I was on earlier was actually with our tooling supplier in India, when all this product's in the field in October, November. And I'd love to have people snapping photos and Eiffel Tower in the background, Great Wall of China.
I'll be your first one. I will be everywhere I go. I promise you. I've already told you. As soon as you get it in my hot hands, it's in my bag, and I'm whipping it out wherever I am, taking shots of it. Give me that website again.
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. Spell that out for folks. INDIEGOGO. Very cool.
Indiegogo.
Yeah. Great. All right. You guys got a little tip there on entrepreneurs that are on the edge looking to jump in, where you might go to start. Startup life, Mr. Angott. Give me 3 words that describe your startup life.
FML. That's joking.
I had to stop and think about that for a second.
Yeah.
I kid you not. It was maybe 4 months ago. And I got teenagers, right? So I'm always trying to stay on top of all the emojis,
the acronyms and all that.
Yeah, acronyms. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, In all seriousness, 3 that describe your life. Startup life.
Startup life, grit, always on, and a rush.
I love it.
Sometimes there's good, sometimes there's bad. And I can tell you, the day I saw an email come in from one of the biggest retailers in the world, office supply retailers. I can't say their name because we're under NDA. That reached out to us, said, "Hey, we love your product. Let's talk and how we can get this into our stores and online." It like brought tears in my eyes. It's like the 4 years of like, oh my Lord, we're finally
one door closed, another one opened.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I always tell people startup life is oftentimes like the app that you have, most of us have on our phone, Waze. You think you're going, and I'll just use myself as an example. From Orange County, I'm going to go up to LA, and there's a way to get there. There's the 405, there's the 5. And sometimes there's just other ways. You don't know what's going to happen with regards to the traffic. You got these obstacles, you got these detours, and you just go with it. And you trust the ways. You just, we always laugh in my car. Trust the ways. Why are you going this way? Trust the ways. You got to get through it. You got that detour. You thought it was going to take you 25 minutes and ended up taking an hour and a half. You got there, right? Did you get there one piece? All right. Shut up. Keep moving. Keep your focus. All right, man. It is now time to play Find the Epic in You. Here we go. Ryan Angott, where were you born?
Rochester, Michigan.
Rochester, Michigan. And where do you live now?
I'm in Royal Oak, Michigan, which is about 20 minutes north of Detroit.
How about that? Listen to that, kids. Can't take the boy out of Michigan. He loves it. And that's why he dons the Epic Lions jacket. How long have you worked in technology?
I actually started about 18 years ago working in sales at a cable, like sold a lot of Cat 5 cable, fiber, and we had a whole line of computer accessory products, which is kind of relevant because I'm now in the computer accessory. That was about 18 years ago, like basically out of school. And then I stopped for about 10 years and I got into cybersecurity about 7 years ago.
Yes. Only 7 years, man. I feel like you've been doing it longer than that. And by the way, you look like you're 25. So when you say 18 years, I'm like, wait, you started working when you were 7? All right. You're going to love this question. My favorite. Who will win the Super Bowl first before the other? The Lions or the Bears?
Bears. I hate to say it. Well, it's EP. You don't see, others don't see the shirt.
Yeah.
The shirt that I'm wearing.
Yeah. Show us.
That says, "Don't stop believing."
Don't stop.
Yeah. And then it says 1957. And for those trivia buffs, 57, there was no Super Bowl, but the Lions won the championship, the NFL championship.
Yes.
And they were great. And then the Ford family bought the team, I think, in 58. And I hate to say it, the rest has been history. We've won one playoff game, and I think 55 years.
You know, I mean, that's dedication, man. That's tough.
It's tough.
We've had family tickets, 4 seats, family tickets since 1948.
Wow.
Going back to like Briggs Stadium in Detroit. I mean, that was before Tiger Stadium.
Here's the best part of that, though: the memories that you already have instilled, going with your pops, your family. Now you're taking your kids. That is priceless. Just going and getting the dog, getting the refreshment, the smiles on the faces, getting up and getting to get the ice cream. It's just like the whole experience of donning the attire, going to the lot, hanging in the lot, it's a whole day of thing. It's a whole day affair. And you know what, man? I mean, look, I had sweetness, you had Sanders. Yeah. There's been some little glimpses in between, and fairness, the Bears have had a championship since. Of course, the Bears back in the 80s, the best. That's when I got hooked. I was a small kid watching the Super Bowl Shuffle, and that's what I got hooked on. I looked at Jim McMahon, and I'm like, I love this guy. I like him. He's got grit. He's kind of everything you just got done saying. And then I also love watching the line. I love the rivalry, right? Like the rivalry between the Packers and the Lions. The gridiron. I mean, it's the best in football, man. So, all right, I had to ask that one. All right, 2 more. Stuck on an Island. You got 1 album. What is it?
AC/DC, Back in Black.
Wow, look at that! Like just that fast, man. I love it.
I listen to that
Classic.
over and over. Still
Classic.
repeat. If I'm golfing, AC/DC all day.
You know what's incredible about the Black Album? Every single song is epic. Like, you know, like some albums, like just gonna skip over this one. No, that's the one you get on the road, and you hit the help me auto. What is it? Huh? No, with the car, the acceleration. Why can't I think of it right now?
Cruise control.
Cruise control. Thank you. I don't know what Tesla's calling it now, but you get into the car, auto drive, and you just push play, and especially if you're by yourself, right? Because you don't have to have anybody. You don't have to turn to the other one and say, "Hey, are you cool with this?" Or "Are you good with this song too?" No, you by yourself. You just play that one. There's not that large of a number of albums you can do that. So great call. Last one, putting out a magazine called Epic Magazine. I'm going to put you on the front cover next month. What does the caption say?
One of my favorite Chicago actors, Vince Vaughn, say, "You lock it up." No, you lock it up. In Wedding Crashers, they're going, "You better lock it up."
Oh my God.
I would say something. That's a joking side. Lock it up. I would say, I'd say actually, entrepreneur, don't stop believing.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
And you know what? You're going to wear the same attire that you're wearing right now on that cover. Okay. Nothing changes. I love it. All right, Ryan, I want you to stare into camera 1. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of owners, founders of companies from the past, people thinking about doing it again, people that are on deck thinking about starting a company, looking for a little bit more motivation if they don't have it enough. And I think that they've just about hit their quota with everything you've given out here today. But give them something a little bit more. Those people that are thinking about taking the jump, what can you share?
The jump, it's scary but rewarding, and it's about the journey. And everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But I told my dad, I said, "Dad, I didn't get my master's degree. I thought about it many years ago." And you look at college now and think about from this perspective, when you're afraid to make the leap or, money or whatever it may be, if you give a different perspective on it. I said, "Dad, if we lose, several $100,000 or whatever we lose, I will have gained more value than a master's degree, a doctor's degree, any degree, and it's going to be worth 10 times that in the school of life, school of the hard knocks." And you just learn so much. You cannot read a book on, it's like you don't learn to swim by sitting on the beach. You can't read a book about starting a business. You just have to dive in, and you got to figure it out, and you got to troubleshoot, and you got to use your life skills to build something special. So whether you make it big or you don't, because not everyone does, we all know that. But if you can have the perspective on the value of the learning experience, the school of the hard knocks, that is something I can't stress enough to the people that are thinking about going down that journey.
That's beautiful. And I'm just going to add a little bit more to that, which is you need to surround yourself with success. And you, my man, have got that, starting with your pops. You got Paul right there next to you. I already know some of the people that are helping you. You've got one hell of a nice success circle. Has this been an epic experience for you today?
Epic, the most epic moment of the day, baby. Actually, the quarter, maybe the year, EP. Well, this has been great. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Hopefully this is a good value to the listeners.
I know it was mutual. And speaking of the quarter, let's get you back in another quarter. Let's keep some progress on you. I'd love to have your I'd love to have Paul on, you and Paul, if he's down for it.
Yeah.
At least you keep progress for everybody out there listening. I want, people to come back and go, oh yeah, let's see where he's at now. Kind of love what Shark Tank does when they kind of like do like this. Hey, let's go back and when we had Ryan Angott with LapLok and look where he is now. So definitely going to do that here. People want to follow you. Where do they go to, I guess, YouTube, type in LapLok, spell it for everybody. Let's make sure everyone knows how to follow LapLok and follow you.
Yeah, thanks. You can follow me. I keep my social accounts fairly private on Facebook or whatever, but LinkedIn, just type in my name, Ryan Angott. That's probably the best on a business level. And we have for the company, we have all the major platforms. The company is TechLok Solutions, which is easy to spell, TECHLOK, no C, LOK Solutions. And then LapLok is LAPLOK. Either one of those, you can get to our pages, give us a like button, follow us, back us. We love the more support, the better. So thanks. And I will personally say, if there's any business people out there that want to hear, have a quick chat or drop me an email about any questions they have about my journey, leveraging my experience to help them in some way, I'm always willing to help out a fellow entrepreneur or business person or anybody. My email is ryan@laplok.com, LAPLOK.
Nice. I can't make a lot of promises. I try to keep those seldom or very small and just over deliver. That's what we've been taught, right, Ryan? I can promise you guys, make that call, reach out to Ryan. You guys will appreciate having that conversation with him. He's very giving and definitely can guarantee you're going to get some nice wisdom that he can share with you from his experiences. So with that, time to announce those dreadful words we all hate to hear at 1:30 in the morning at any club. Last call. So be sure to tip your waitresses and bartenders before you leave. Maybe buy them a gift card for a LapLok. I hope you all enjoyed today's show. If you did, please do me 2 favors. Don't just think about it, be about it. Go subscribe. Go find the button on the platform that brought you here today to hear and see myself and Ryan. Go subscribe to the show. And also, please give us a like. Tell some friends about us. Speaking of telling, if you have anybody in your world, maybe your boss or somebody you worked for or with, and they're starting a business, they got a startup, let's get them on the show. Bring them to me. You can go to Epic Starts with EP. Go to the website, send me an email, info@epicstartswithep. You can find me on all social media, Epic Starts with EP. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you guys all in the next episode. And remember, everything epic starts with EP.